Greetings, Earthlings! Today we're doing a throwback by reviewing a gaming headset. So today we're looking at these guys, the Sennheiser Game 1 Open Acoustic Gaming Headset, which if you couldn't tell by that name is an open back gaming headset. If you do want to pick these guys up, it'll set you back between $135 and $170 on Amazon. Like always, links down below. For the majority of this review, I have the headset connected directly to my MacBook using the provided 3.5mm TRRS cable. My microphone's gain is set at around 20%. Not going to do any post-processing, but I may boost it in post, so check the doobly-doo to see what I diddly did. Now let's talk about what comes in the box. First, you do obviously get the gaming headset. You get a 3-meter, 3.5mm dual TRS cable, as well as a 1.2-meter, 3.5mm TRRS cable. Man, that was really confusing to say that. But as far as the build quality, the headset does feel pretty good. Even though it does have an all-plastic build quality, the plastic does feel pretty sturdy. The plastic construction also makes it very lightweight so it doesn't get burdensome when you're wearing it for long gaming session. The headband expands quite a bit to fit most heads, although I will admit that I personally had to have it fully expanded, otherwise it would get a little bit tight on my head. The ear cups have these velvet pads that are insanely comfortable, but again, side note, I found my ears getting a little bit warm. The headband also has a good amount of padding on it, so you won't have any stress point or pain points on the top of your head. On the left headphones, you'll find the microphone, which you can mute by rotating up, and you can unmute it by rotating it down, and when it mutes and unmutes, there is a tactile click, and the microphone arm also has a good amount of articulatability. I just made up a word. How do you like them apples? But moving on, the ear cups do rotate maybe 10 degrees horizontally and 10 degrees vertically in order to contour to your head shape, and the padding on the ear cups and headbands is relatively breathable and very soft and for the most part very comfortable. Now, as far as the specs, there aren't many provided, but the headphones do have a frequency response of 15 Hz to 28 kHz and an impedance of 50 ohms, while the microphone has a frequency response of 50 Hz to 16 kHz, a pickup pattern which is noise canceling, and a sensitivity of -38 decibels. Since this is a gaming headset, now I'm typing on a keyboard with Cherry MX Blues to see how much of my voice versus how much of the keyboard it picks up. Now I'm going to go ahead and move around the microphone to see what the actual polar pattern is and how the tone of sounds change as you move into the noise canceling areas of the microphone. Continuing to rotate around, and then we will end at the front of the microphone. Okay, so now I have the Game 1 headset connected directly to my iPad using the provided 3.5mm TRRS cable. I'm recording the audio into the Rode Reporter app. My gain is set at maybe 60 or 70%, and this is how the audio is sounding. Now I have the Game 1 headset connected directly to a Sabrent USB audio adapter, which I'll link in the description down below. I am using the provided dual TRS 3.5mm cable. My microphone's input gain is set at 25%, and this is how the audio sounds. Now I have the Game 1 headset connected directly to the motherboard of a Windows 10 PC using the dual TRS 3.5mm cable. My microphone's input gain is set at 100%, microphone boost at plus 10 decibels, and this is how the audio sounds. Now let's go ahead and talk about the overall performance of the headset, and we'll start with the headphones. So in terms of volume or driving them, I had zero issues, even connected directly to the 3.5mm jack of my MacBook or the 3.5mm jack of my iPad. So if you're connecting this directly to a mobile device or directly to your computer, I don't think you'll have any issues there, and you'll be more than okay if you have a dedicated amp or DAC. Now at this point, I want to remind you that the headphones do have an open back design. That does mean that they will be able to offer you a very open and wide soundstage, which can be impressive, but it will also let in all sorts of external noise. So you'll hear the room noise, you'll hear your neighbors screaming at each other, and anybody in the same room as you will be able to hear what you're playing or what you're listening to. Also, you're not going to be getting super powerful or punchy bass like you would with a closed back headphone. The bass is still there, but it's not going to be as noticeable. And lastly, since these are Sennheiser headphones, you should be expecting the Sennheiser veil, meaning whatever you're listening to will sound a little bit darker because the high end is a little bit more recessed than something like the Sony MDR 7506s, so you're losing out on a little bit of that detail. Some people will love it, some people will hate it, but something that's undeniable is that recessed high end will lead to a less fatiguing and more enjoyable listening experience over long listening sessions. Then we get to the microphone, and I'll start by saying this microphone's not going to win any kind of awards, but for a noise canceling microphone, I guess it sounds fine. Yes, there are better sounding gaming headset microphones out there, but they are typically omnidirectional, so they'll pick up a lot more ambient noise and room noise and noise from your keyboard and computer. So if you're at all concerned with background noise or ambient noise, I think this headset's going to be a pretty good option for you. Now, as far as the pros of this headset, the headphones just sound awesome. They do have a somewhat neutral sound to them. They are a little bit dark, and maybe they do focus a little bit on the low mids, but all around, it is a relatively neutral sound that I am very impressed with. Also, the sound stage is incredible. It is very wide. You can tell where anything is located, and it is very impressive considering that it is just an open back headphone. The microphone also has good articulation capabilities. You do get an interchangeable cable system. They are relatively comfortable, and the build quality also feels pretty sturdy. Then, in terms of cons, it was hard to find anything, but if I'm being nitpicky, my ears did get a little bit warm, it did sit a little bit tight on my head, and I absolutely hate proprietary cabling systems, and the jack on this headphone is actually proprietary. And now, would I recommend this headset? Absolutely. If you're a gamer who doesn't care about overpowering bass, where it sounds like you have a sub blasting in your ear, you just want a nice open soundstage, a decent neutral tone, I think you'll absolutely love these, especially if you're upgrading from a budget headset around 30 or 40 bucks. Also, if you're just looking for a headset for Skype or conference calls, I think this is a really good option. Sure, the microphone is not the best, and you will be making the people on the call suffer, but with that microphone, you're getting an amazing sounding set of headphones that you can enjoy when you're not on the call. Just make the people suffer for your own enjoyment. But if you're looking at this headset for any kind of podcasting or voiceover, do not do it. The microphone is not up to the standard that you need for that work. I'd recommend you buy a standalone microphone, and if you really want a pair of Sennheiser headphones, buy a set of Sennheiser headphones, and you'll be in an infinitely better position having done that. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. If you found this video fun, interesting, or helpful, thumbs up, hated it, thumbs down. Want more videos? Go click one of those on the side or subscribe beneath the video thing. You can check out the Discord server. I'll throw a link in the description, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye.